Good afternoon to everyone. We're going to talk today about the conference number 7, the Conjurations, Bellilin, Magic Circle, Jupiter, and Pentalpha. These are some really helpful tools for our spiritual work because they are going to protect us and give us the enough concentration to develop our practices. So let's start. It's really simple, it's really easy to do them, and you're gonna be totally focused when you are doing a practice to awaken your conscience. So let's start. The objective is to learn these basic protection tools, and we're gonna explain each one of them. What is a conjuration? First of all, a conjuration is it's a powerful word that is going to help you just be cleansed, totally cleansed energetically and protected in order to have a perfect state of concentration, your conscience centered in the action that you are performing totally in an effective way without being distracted by your ego. So these are powerful words that are going to give you the enclosure that is necessary in order to cleanse the place that in which you're going to develop a practice, meditation practice, a sexual transmutation practice. You need to be totally in a cleansed environment, not with heavy energy around, but in an environment where you have a harmonical kind of energy that vibrates with your conscience and not with the force of the ego that generates distraction. So why is it important to protect yourself? Because when you're saving your sexual creative energy, you're going to work with the sacred alchemy. This is a really careful process in which you're ascending the sexual creative energy, the fire of the Kundalini, through your spinal cord. You are going to develop the power of fidelity, chastity, and love. And when you're working with this really valuable energy, you're going to become the target of people from the Black Lodge that want to use the powers of this sexual creative energy in order to feed their dark purposes. But because you're working for your conscience, you're going to have the value of your energy. Well, you need to protect from these attacks, and you need to be totally enclosed, not for the energy of your ego telepathically attract the attacks of the Black Lodge. That is the ego of other people. You have to be aware that if you're working on yourself, you're eliminating envy, eliminating lust, greed, gluttony, all of your defects. Well, it's a process. You're not going to get rid of them all by once, but you have to close that gate that telepathically communicates your inner world with the outside world, and be aware that you need to enclose yourself in order not to attract telepathically the defects of others and the attacks of the Black Lodge that communicate with your own ego. So first of all, we are going to talk about Bellilin. What is Bellilin? The conjuration of Bellilin has a special purpose. The purpose of this conjuration is to cleanse the place in which you're going to do a practice. Sometimes there are energetical larvae, there is heavy energy in a room in which you have had a discussion with someone you fed the psychological defect of anger. Also, if you're in a place that you don't know what has happened in that place, and maybe some people fed the defect of lust, there are a lot of energetical larvae in that place that are some kind of heavy energy that remains in the place, and you need to cleanse that place in order to have a stable energy, in order not to be distracted by those defects, and give the opportunity to those defects to enter and telepathically communicate with your own ego. So you need to cleanse the environment, leave that place totally safe energetically, and this is the conjuration that is going to work for that. Belilin means tower of fire. It refers to the spinal cord, that is the tower of fire of the Kundalini, and has a special power of getting rid of all the heavy energy that is around, the energy of our ego. Amphora of salvation refers to the saving of our sexual creative energy, that is this energy that it's able to create the existential bodies of our being. And the materialism, it's all the force of our ego that is the force that is contrary to the development of our spirit. So when you're really materialistic, well, you are totally detached from getting in contact with your spirit. So this is the energetical conjuration that you need to repeat, you need to pronounce in order to cleanse the environment in which you are going to do a practice of meditation, or a practice of sexual transmutation, or whatever practice that you choose to work in the development of your spiritual work. So let's read it so you can interiorize all the meaning of this conjuration. Belilin, 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 amphora of salvation. I would like to be close to you. Materialism has no power next to me. Belilin, 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 amphora of salvation. I would like to be close to you. Materialism has no power next to me. Belilin, 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 amphora of salvation. I would like to be close to you. Materialism has no power next to me. Belilin, Belilin, Belilin. And this energetically powerful chant is going to cleanse the whole environment and get rid of these larvae that surround you. So it drives away the negative forces, larvae, black magicians, etc., and the distractions, the worries, the anxiety that you carry from your day. You need to pronounce it, concentrate it in your heart without admitting any thought or doing anything different, totally focused in what you're doing. We sing and imagine each word, as we were saying. So we summon the force of the Belilin, that is the energetically charged spinal cord with our sexual creative energy, that it's the tower of fire or the Kundalini. And now we are gonna talk about the magic circle of protection, that is a circle that we do after doing the Belilin chant. We are going to do this magic circle of protection in order to enclose the place in which we are going to do the practice. Let's suppose we are in this room and we chant the Belilin. Then we are gonna do this magic circle to enclose the place, not for the larvae and heavy energy to come back again. So the place is going to be really enclosed, and nothing can come back again. No heavy energy can approach again. So it's important to do it, because if you do the Velilin and you don't do the magic circle, this heavy energy that comes from our ego telepathically is going to approach again and come into the place that we are doing the practices. So we need to do the circle in order to remain protected and remain in a state of concentration. So it closes the environment and leaves it protected. Concentrated in your heart without admitting any thought or doing anything different. With security and strength, you have to pronounce it. And imagine each word. We are going to talk to the Father, to our Father that represents wisdom, because the elemental intercessor doesn't obey to us. It's a special part of us that comes from the elemental kingdom, and is like our guardian angel, and it doesn't obey to us directly. It obeys to a really superior force that is the force of our Father, the force of our wisdom. So we need to summon that force through our Father. Father of mine, Lord of mine, God of mine, I beg you, if it's your will, to command my elemental intercessor to get out of my body and draw a circle magic of protection around this place, in order to make it free from any evil forces. Elemental intercessor, elemental intercessor, elemental intercessor. Do your work in the name of Christ, by the power of Christ, and by the majesty of Christ. When we do the mantra of the S, we need to cover our stomach, that is what we call our solar plexus, and with these 3 fingers that represent the force of our Father, Mother, and our Son. These 3 fingers, we are going to do the circle. We are going to trace it in a clockwise way, from the right to the left, like the clock, the hands of the clock, in the clockwise direction. We are going to trace that magical circle with these 3 fingers around the place that we are in. So we pronounce the mantra, and we imagine that a green ray is coming out of these 3 fingers and enclose the place that we are in, like this. Like if we're inside a circle that is covered also in the top part too. And that way we are totally enclosed and away from the heavy energy. This is the magic circle. It's how it's seen in the astral world. We can see the magic circle, and how it encloses us when we go to sleep, and when we go and do a practice of astral projection. It's really necessary to do the Velilin and magic circle to protect us from any attack of the Black Lodge in our sleep, in the astral projection. In the astral projection, we can be attacked, we can have a fixed idea implanted, we can have a distraction, or a witch or a sorcerer coming to take out our sexual creative energy. That's why when we go to sleep, it's really important to do the Velilin and magic circle to be away from any attack of the Black Lodge that see us as a target for stealing our sexual creative energy and profit from its powers. So this is another really different conjuration that works for a different purpose. Jupiter conjuration summons the force of well, Jupiter, that is love, that is our divine mother. And with these three fingers that represent the force of the Father, of the Mother, and of the Holy Spirit, these three fingers also represent the force of psychological death, the force of sexual transmutation, and the force of sacrifice for mankind, the three factors of the revolution of the conscience. So the conjuration works better when you are firm in your practices, you're firm in the revolution of the conscience, and you are totally with a good kind of strength in your in the three factors. So it also works totally good if you are saving your sexual creative energy, if you're not feeding the defect of the fornication, if you're working for the chastity. The rays that are going to come out of your three fingers are the rays of the power of your sexual creative energy. So if you're saving your energy and you're working in the sexual transmutation, these rays are gonna really have an effective power for the conjuration to work. But if you are fornicating, well, these rays are not going to have much power. So it's really important to work to achieve the chastity, doing the practice of sexual transmutation with your stable couple of your opposite sex, eliminating the egos of lust, of fornication, understanding the egos of celibacy, all that has to do with the defects of lust. And if you don't have a couple, well, you do the sublimation practices, and this is going to work really good because you're saving that energy, that sexual creative energy. So this conjuration works when you are going to have a direct attack that is going to harm your physical body. For example, someone wants to hurt you in the street, someone wants to steal you and is going to attack you with a knife, or someone is going to do you harm in your physical body. You need to defend yourself, and you need to use this conjuration in the physical world. So you're going to do the conjuration to the defect that this person has. Not to the person directly, but to the defect that this person has, that has taken power of that person. And also is going to protect you in the astral dimension, not only in the physical world, in the third dimension, but in the astral dimension, in the fifth dimension. You can call a master. For instance, I want to talk with Master Jesus or Master Buddha. I want to ask something about a transcendental mystery that I have. For instance, how to work lust, how to eliminate a defect that I have that is so powerful in me. I want to talk to this master in order to know how to get rid of that. But in the astral projection, it can appear a fake master pretending to be that master. So you need to do this Jupiter conjuration to unmask that person, to see if it's a fake master or if you're talking to the real master that you have summoned. And also, this Jupiter conjuration helps you not only to unmask fake masters, but to unmask any person that you see in the astral dimensions. Suppose that you want to know who's your couple, the truthful couple of your being, with whom you are going to do the practice of sexual transmutation. So it appears someone, and you do the conjuration to see if this is a real information or is a psychological defect that you have that assumes the shape, the physical shape of that person. And also if there is a dark force that is going to attack you, like a witch, a sorcerer, someone that wants to steal your sexual creative energy, or to implant a fixed idea, or to well do you harm in your spiritual work, you need to use this conjuration of Jupiter. So you focus, and yes, it's used to defend against an attack, conjure alleged masters, and you focus in your heart, you with a lot of concentration, and really with in a firm way, with power, you say, in the name of Jupiter, father of all gods, I conjure thee, Tebigos Koslim, and you point at that person, but you conjure the psychological defect that this person has. For instance, a person that wants to assassinate you, that wants to harm your physical body, you are going to conjure the defect of the murder, or has the assassin defect, and you're going to imagine that defect, and that a green ray is going to come out of your 3 fingers and direct to that psychological defect. So when we say I conjure thee, we are conjuring the psychological defect. If it's a black magician in the astral dimension, well, you imagine the psychological defect of the dark magician, and you direct your fingers and imagine the ray. It's totally effective, and this element that is attacking you is going to have no power and no way to harm you with this conjuration. Now we are going to talk about the pentalpha conjuration, that it's useful when you need to enclose yourself, be focus, be with the power of psychological death, the power of concentration, totally conscious, centered in the action that you are performing, without being totally connected telepathically with the defects of others, and remind you to apply the psychological death and the death in March all the time. So this pentalpha, it's going to give you the enclosure necessary when you are coming out of your house. And well, you cannot do the belly and magic circle because it's for enclosing a place. But if you're walking, if you're going outside and you need to ride a bus, well, you need to do this pentalpha to be enclosed, no matter in which place are you in. So this pentalpha conjuration summons the force of great masters that are going to give you the power of the raised man. That is, the power of the pentalpha is this star of the man of Vitruvio, and represents your existential bodies, the physical body, the vital body, the astral body, the mental body, and the causal body. Represents your divine soul. And also we are going to do the mantra of the masters that we are going to summon, that are going to protect us, that are you put your hands like that, like you see in the picture, your palms facing up, and you said Klim. Then you close your hands over your head and you say Krishnaya, meeting the hands. Then you put your hands down against your head and you said Govindaya. Then you put your hands here in your shoulder and you say Gopihana. Then you put your hands extended and palms facing down, Vaya Vaya. And then you close your hands like that, you cross them over your legs, Swaha. But you need to close the right hand over your left hand. And that is the pentalpha conjuration. Then you're going to be protected for when you're going outside of your house, when you need to do an errand, when you have something to do outside and you cannot use the Belilin and magic circle. And you can do only these runes that are the movements of your body, or you can accompany them with the mantras for a better protection. It's up to you, but both of them work. Well, so this is the conference of the conjurations. Sorry. So practice makes the master. The important thing is that you try it. You use these powerful tools in order to protect you, and you experience the result. So you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to try it to experience in order to see how you remain protected, how you remain totally focused, how you can do your practices of meditation, of astral projection, of sexual transmutation, of all the practices that we have in order to awaken our conscience, that you're going to see more of them in the next conferences. And you remain totally protected, totally focused in what you're doing, with the power of your conscience centered in the action that you're performing, without being attracted telepathically by the force of your egos. And you can, advance a lot in your spiritual work, because if you, you let people attack you, you're going to experience a loss of force. You can experience an attack in which the Black Lodge takes away your sexual creative energy, and you're going to slow down your spiritual advance. So it's really necessary to use those practices in order to be totally strong in them and advance more and more and practice and obtain your results. So this is the conference. If you have something to add or something to ask, I'll be willing to solve your doubts. Tom Jermorai says, thank you for these conjurations. They are simple enough to apply them to memory. Okay, I'm glad that it has been useful for you, and I hope that you experience them in your daily living so you can see the results and see the advances in your spiritual work. Thanks for sharing this moment with us, and we'll be sharing more conferences about the awakening of your conscience, the knowledge of oneself. And have a good afternoon, and have a lot of strength in your spiritual work. Bye.